In this lesson, we're going to look at the different methods that can make up an applet. Now, not all of these methods are necessary for every applet, but for a larger applet, you would probably include most of them, and certainly at least one or two of them are required in any applet that you create. So let's get started. We're going to call this program applet_scale.java for applet skeleton. So even though we're not going to execute this program, let's go ahead and write it like we were. So we're going to import java.auth.star and java.applet.star. We won't include the HTML code since we actually aren't going to try to execute this program. So the first method that you can include in a applet is init. Init is used to initialize variables. So if you have a set of variables that you need to use in the other methods, you're going to initialize them in the init method. After the init method is the start method. Start is used to do any sort of processing that you need to do just prior to when the applet actually is loaded. This is not the same as when the applet appears on the desktop or on the screen. This is just prior to that. So if there's any processing that needs to occur before the applet is visible, you'll put it in the start method. The paint method is the primary method where most of the executable code is located. You saw in the last lesson, Hello Applet, how we used the paint method to display the graphical user interface. And so that's where that code goes. Although not as common as the other methods, there's also an update method you can use when a applet needs to be updated for some reason. You'll need to look at the Java applet references for more information on that method. We won't be using it in this chapter. If a user leaves an applet page, you can use the stop method to perform any processing that needs to occur when an applet is not current. And then finally, the destroy method is used to release any resources that you've accumulated while an applet is running. So for example, if you're connected to a database and the program is ready to stop, when the user clicks the stop button or stops it, then the destroy method will be called and you can release resources at that point. So anything that you need to clean up in an applet, that code should go inside the destroy method. For those of you who are C++ programmers, you can think of destroy like a class destructor. So those are the methods that make up an applet. And again, they're init, start, paint, update, stop, and destroy. And they each have a special use, as we went over in the lesson, and you should be careful to use them in the proper way or else your applets will not run correctly. So with that, we're ready to move on to the next lesson where we're going to look at the use of a couple of these methods as we create an applet to display an image in the graphical user interface.